Dear Immigration New Zealand, as a post-study open work visa holder graduate of Level 7 course in Information Technology, I am writing to express my disappointment and frustration about your immigration policies with respect to post-study work pathway for international students. It is in my hope that this will serve as a challenge for Immigration New Zealand to understand and act on your responsibilities to put together consistent, non-deceptive, correct and informative information for alluring international students so you could put it into practice right away. The New Zealand government's scheme of advertising the long-term skills shortage list, LTSSL, particularly in the areas of ICT support, is a misleading information and false representation of skilled occupation and shortage all over New Zealand. I find this advertisement incredibly inaccurate and faithless. It is false advertising. In my viewpoint, there is a lack of substantial analytical review by the immigration and understanding the role of employers and immigration systems and its influence in improving the labor market. It seems that it is more like a shortage of IT companies and competent hiring managers rather than the ongoing shortage of ICT support skills throughout New Zealand. Generally speaking, the majority of your employers here is unwilling to support visa sponsorship for employment or refuse to sponsor a candidate to avoid the process and responsibilities involved. Immigration New Zealand is way out of touch with the employers, and likewise with the employers are unfamiliar and ignorant of the immigration policies. An employer must act consistently with the immigration sponsorship policy to avoid discrimination issues. Employers should be encouraged to discuss sponsorship within immigration. In this specific post-study open work visa pathway, I can honestly say that I felt I was lied to, tricked, and cheated. This is the worst student pathway trap I ever got dragged along to. I guess that's what New Zealand does best, makes a really average thing sound like the best thing in the world. New Zealand is basically only left with horrifically overpriced absolute garbage diplomas in this absurd little country. Something needs to be done to keep the international students coming, as the cracks are beginning to show in New Zealand's education ambitious marketing campaign. New Zealand employers are narrow-minded that they shut out candidates who do not meet their box-ticking requirements that you have to have exactly the experience or qualification the employer is looking for in New Zealand. No understanding of transferable skills. Job opportunity in many fields is limited, and the education system is a mess, particularly in private training establishments. Narrow-minded New Zealanders do not like criticism of their own country's issues such as exploiting immigrants. Not to mention rude, incompetent and oblivious public sector administration, especially in Immigration New Zealand. Please change your routine accordingly and deal with this criticism positively, as to not get stuck up in a permanent state of denial. Thank you.